stressed for so long, so stuck in my own way.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kaylin and we are back with another video. Let me just tell y'all, the devil is a lie. He is a lie, okay? I recorded this whole video while baby girl was asleep, and then, you know, she woke up in between it and I had to go get her and she was in it. But it was like 20 minutes long and I recorded the whole video, was done, was sitting down after feeding her, getting ready to edit it, and it was in slow motion. And when it's in slow motion, you can speed it up, but there's no sound. So I'm like, great, the video is ruined. And I know that's nothing but the enemy. So I was like, you know what? I could sit and I could just be defeated, or I could just get up and re-record this video. So we are re-recording it. This video is my December faith reset, everything that is in my Bible study basket. I'm just gonna start off by talking about what is not in my basket because it's heavy. I can't be lifting heavy stuff up right now just because of my C-section recovery. You know, I can't lift that much. So everything's not in the basket currently that, you know, I'll be using throughout the month. This month's theme is surrender. I am really working on, especially because it's the last month of the year, trying to figure out what it is, what areas that I need to truly surrender to God, which is really everything. Whether it comes to relationships, friendships, careers, everything, I need to surrender to God. I need to let go of the plans that I have for myself because, you know, I can't see the future. He can see the future. He knows his plans that he has for my life. And I want to be fully in partnership with him and what he wants, what's his will for my life. It may not be anything that I'm thinking of, dreaming of, wishing for, but I know that ultimately whatever it is his plan is what's going to be what's best for me. So I'm trying to really focus on surrendering all my plans, all my thoughts, where I thought I would be, what it is that's going on. Oh, this is like deja vu. This is what happened in the last one. Now she's mad. Hold on. She just woke herself up. I think she just wants to be in the video. Alright y'all, this is literally what happened in the last video, which is crazy. Anyway, this month's theme is surrender. I forgot exactly where I was at, but that is the theme. So there are some resources that I'm bringing from November into December because I have not finished them yet, like books. And then I am still reading Philippians. I stopped at Philippians 2. I believe I'm halfway done that. I did not do that as much. Like, time just kind of slipped away and I started doing other things. So I'm still working through Philippians. It's not long at all. There's only 4 chapters, but I don't like to rush anything because I did end up going to do Judges chapters 4 through 5. Bless you. 4 through 5 in November so that I could read the story of Deborah and learn about obedience in that aspect and like how God used her and her story, which is really nice to read about. And then I also started Joshua, which is what we've been doing in the online community that I am in. I got up to Joshua. I finished Joshua's chapters 1 through 4. So now I'm going into chapter 5. So I've been doing that as well. So that's why I didn't do the full thing of Philippians, which is I make these plans to do the books of the Bible for each month, but depending on what I'm going through, depending on what I'm learning, all that depends on where I end up navigating to in the Bible and what I actually end up doing. So I am using my CSB large print Bible. I'll have that link down below. It's the same Bible. That's my Bible I've been using. And then I'm also using the Tony Evans Bible commentary to supplement that. So I'm going to talk about the books that I am bringing in from November. So the first one is The Awe of God. This is by John Bevere. This is the one about how to have a healthy fear of God, how having a healthy fear of God transforms your life, and what it means to truly fear God. It's not like to be scared of him. It's not anything along those lines, but it's like a fear of respect, like revere. So this talks about how we can have more intimate relationship with God, and you know what it means to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So it helps you discover how to have a close relationship with God, frees you from all other fears and anxieties, purifies inward motives and intentions, and leads to true wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. I'm not reading the whole thing because I have talked about this book a couple times and on Instagram as well, but highly recommend. This is the same author as The Bait of Satan. Next that I'm bringing into this month is my devotional. I'm going to leave that right here, a little picture. It is the Go For It devotional. It's about living the bold life that God has for us. Boldly live the life God created for you. And that's by Melissa Horvath. So It is a 90-day devotional. I'm doing it all of November, so I have one more day left of November. Today's the 29th, so I did that. And with that devotional, I am using my Devote journal. This is by Modern Faith. I've talked about this in the last video. It's a devotional journal that you can use for any devotional. It helps you stay organized and just write out all your notes, what you can reflect on, a prayer for the devotional, and then any scriptures that were in the devotional that you want to reference or keep track of. And this is just like, it's the cutest thing. It's so aesthetic, and that is what I have been continuing to use. I've been using it for the past 29 days, and I love it. Highly recommend. The next thing is the Kim Cash Tate, When I'm Tempted. This is the third book of the series. This is her Promises of God series. Kim Cash Tate is a Christian fiction author. I've mentioned this before in the past 2 videos, I believe. This is a Christian fiction book, and it is amazing. This is the third one. I was reading it in November, but I really only got like a chapter or 2 in it, just with everything going on and preparing to have this little one. So I did not get into it. I'm going to get into it in December, and hopefully I'll be able to start the last book of this series in January. Next, I have Meditations on God's Character. This is by Daily Grace Co. This is like a 31-day scripture study. It's all about God's character. So it has sections for the morning, the midday, and the evening. So you pick up this 3 times a day and you use it. It's for 31 days. It is scripture passages and short reflection exercises that teach about God's many character traits. So each day, as you learn more about who God is and how he works, allow yourself to live in awe and thankfulness for our great God. So I just thought that this would be a great time to pick it up because I am breastfeeding every 2 to 3 hours. So I'm up anyway. So this is perfect for, I can do a morning, midday, and evening session. I can just have this book next to me and do it, and then that's incorporating some Bible time. But I also thought this is a good pairing for the Awe of God. Now that I've been reading it and I'm pretty much almost done, it's just good to go over exactly what are the characteristics of God, understanding who he is as our creator, and why we should trust him, and why, you know, it's so important to know who he is. So it talks about like the characteristics such as powerful, righteous, holy, compassionate, all-knowing, merciful, faithful, righteous, holy, good, unchanging, healer, peace, shepherd, wise, sovereign, loving, unchanging, just, truth. All that is like, there's so many characteristics of God. He is so good, and I just look forward to adding this into my daily Bible time for December, and it's perfect because there's 31 days in December. There's 31 days to do that. So I felt like that was a good time. Now was a good time to pull this out. So along with surrendering my plans for myself in exchange for the plans that God has for me, I just want to be mindful this month going into December and then the new year of really stewarding the roles and the positions and just the things that I've been blessed with and that I have moving forward. Because without God, none of this stuff would be here. None of it would be possible. It's not in my own will. It's his will. And I want to always steward the things that God has blessed me with well. So one of the things I am working on, which I've mentioned before, is really tapping into the Proverbs 31 mentality, lifestyle, trying to be that woman of the house as far as wife, as far as mother. I am 2 years in the motherhood journey, just added on this little one, but I have been a wife for 4 years, and I have been with my husband for almost 8 years now. So it's just like, as we enter into new transitions, kids, different lifestyles, careers, just as we grow like in our relationship with God, I feel like the past 2 years I've transformed as a person. I'm not who I was when we met when I was 19. Like, I'm not that girl anymore. It's been an extensively amount of growth since then, and the same for him. So it's just like, I just want to steward my role now and make sure that I'm doing everything I can to keep the things that God has blessed me with, and so that they can be fruitful and reflect Christ and his love. So this book is by Selena Frederick. It's How a Wife Speaks, Loving Your Husband Well Through Godly Communication. God cares how wives speak to their husbands. The nearest, clearest, and best opportunity every wife has to improve her marriage is becoming a better communicator. Couples who learn to speak, listen, and understand one another experience growth in every other aspect of their marriage, including their unity, intimacy, priorities, and more. So why not devote yourself to mastering the craft of biblical godly communication? In How a Wife Speaks, author Selena Frederick challenges wives to become the types of women who understand the weight of their words and view communication as an opportunity to love their husbands more like Christ. In this book, you will develop habits to support a healthy communication culture at home, gain tangible techniques to approach tough conversations, discover how the gospel connects to every word you speak, learn to spot the difference between communication mediocrity and mastery, and think deeply and intentionally about your communication tendencies by responding to reflection questions and prompts. So, Selena Frederick and her husband Ryan created Fierce Marriage to help couples build families for the glory of Christ. By God's grace, what started as a small marriage blog has grown into an international, multifaceted family ministry. Each month, Ryan and Selena reach millions of couples through their marriage and parenting podcasts, online content, curricula, books, and events. They live on a small farm in the Pacific Northwest where Selena educates their 4 daughters and wrangles dozens of chickens. So I actually have listened to Fierce Marriage podcast, but only like an episode or 2, but it's really good. I didn't know that this was the same author. But I have a copy of this book, and then my husband has the How a Husband Speaks. So just like we did the 31 prayers for my husband and 31 prayers for my wife last month, now we're doing this one. And it's just nice. Like you need these reminders, and you just want to be mindful. Like men and women do communicate very differently. Sometimes when you are going through like stressful situations and stuff, you may not communicate the best. So it's just important to, I want to be the best wife. I want to communicate. I want my husband to feel extremely loved. I want to love him like Christ loves me. So that is why I chose to really focus on that book this month, so that it can just set up the foundation for the future and where we're going. So last but not least, I have Inherit Your Freedom by Mike Signorelli, Break General Curses and Reclaim the Future God Has for You. So this book was actually recommended by one of the girls in the online community that I'm in, and I have been really interested and focused on generational curses and just like how, like just understanding them, the history of them, how they came about, how do they affect me, how are they affecting, you know, my kids, like what is it, and it's so deep. So this book talks about, if we don't confront the generational curses and limitations we've inherited, we're doomed to relive them. So it's basically like history repeats itself. We know this in other things. It's the same thing among generations. So there might be some things that I'm struggling with, or like you're struggling with, that you think is because of your doing, when actuality it's probably not. It's probably something that has been running through your bloodline and it's now caught up to you. And it's like, okay, at this point, if you know that things aren't right, or it's like a wayward thinking, mindset, whatever it is, actions, behaviors, it can stop with you. If you recognize it, if you work on it and you really partner with God, it can stop with you. You can break these generational curses so that your lineage and the rest of your bloodline does not get affected by them. But we have to be cognizant and really realize what is going on. Like it's way more than just a coincidence. Oh, everyone's doing the same thing. Like, no. It's an attack on the family, and there needs to be someone who breaks these generational curses. So in this powerful, hope-filled book, Rising International Pastor and Prophetic Voice, Mike Signorelli guides you through a step-by-step process to confront and overcome cycles of generational trauma. Sharing his journey of transformation, Mike gives you the practical wisdom, real-world insights, and transformative biblical truth you need to unearth your spiritual lineage and limitations, recognize and break free from generational chains, curses, and sins, end negative cycles, embrace Christ-centered, victorious living, sustain your freedom, discover your God-ordained purpose, pass on divine legacy. You don't have to be trapped by the weight of your past or suffocated from the relentless grip of generational struggles. Seize freedom and healing today and reclaim the future God destined for you and your descendants. I'm probably gonna take my time with this one because this is gonna be a lot. This is something that I'm really interested in. I can't wait to find some more resources on generational curses, but like even through therapy and stuff, you just learn things that weren't your doing. And like a lot of the mindsets and thought patterns and just cycles that we continue, like they came from somewhere and from a spiritual realm. It's just I'm being more I'm able to recognize things a little bit differently now, that it's not just me, it is a greater thing affecting, you know, the family and stuff. So I'm really interested in that. I still have to make my little word of the month thing that I do on my iPad for surrender. I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't do it in the beginning of the month. I just make sure that it's done before the end. It just kind of depends on where I'm going, just so I can like set it as my background and just have that as inspiration to remind me like, okay, this month we're working on surrendering. We're working on, you know, letting go of my control and putting the control in God's hands where it belongs, because he is the creator and he is the one with the ultimate plans that will prevail. So that is that. I hope that I mentioned everything I did the first time around, but if not, it's okay. I think I got everything. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that December goes well for every one of us. I hope that you are able to set clear intentions and be productive and grow as well in your relationship with God, and also be an example for others. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. And I just want to remind you, Friday's videos are faith and finance. Monday videos are motherhood and lifestyle. So I am adjusting to becoming a mom of 2. I have a 2-year-old and now I have this little sweet pea. So just bear with me if I don't upload twice a week. That's eventually going to be my goal. And if I can, I can. But either way, there'll at least be one video a week. If not, I will say on the community page whether or not there'll be a video for the week or not, if there's not going to be one. But there at least should be one video each week, either on Monday or on Friday. So give me some grace, y'all. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has